Wait. I can't do anything. I have $1, which is not enough for a fireman. Oh no. Oh no. I just turned it on. So is the whole city just gonna catch fire? Oh! I can dispatch them. I just can't dispatch them into the fire. Okay. That makes sense. I don't think this has, like... Yeah, the plane crash disaster from the PC version. I know we need a fire department. I wonder if that fire thing happens every time. Also, there's something about the way that this road is connected, or not connected, that just makes it look like it drops off a cliff. It's kind of weird, because I just loaded the save state up, and it doesn't seem like it catches fire every time. I guess there's some randomness to it. Maybe. Plant service time expires. I like this. A power plant explodes when it operates 50 years, right? Question mark. Says an engineer at the power plant. Like, I don't know, you work there. No, my engineers did learn. My airport did not catch fire this time. I have so much to write. I think I'm just gonna end up asking the journal if I can get a couple-week extension. I've been so unproductive. Like, I know what I want to write, and I have an outline and everything. It's just, everything takes longer than you think. I'm writing this review on these different classes of drugs that modulate GABA currents opposite to each other, but both have quote-unquote antidepressant-like properties in rodent models. And I don't understand how the one that enhances GABAergic activity has antidepressant-like activity, given our whole model is by, like, downregulating it, you can promote transient excitatory activity that strengthens synapses. So I'm writing this review that's like, well, actually, depression is incredibly heterogeneous, and maybe these ones that enhance GABA throughput are actually addressing anxiety-like symptoms of depression, and therefore improve total symptomology. Whatever. I don't know. Animal models are dumb. I mean, I realize the necessity of them, but it's very tricky to just come up with any sort of test for a rodent and say, oh, well, this is just like the human experience. But... well, I had to make the outline to pitch it to the journal that asked for the review, and I just ended up making it way too detailed. So I got the bones of it there. But, like, if you go to the DSM and you look at the diagnostic criterion for major depressive disorder, you could get to a diagnosis like hundreds of different ways with different combinations of the different individual symptoms. So I'm just making this case that It's not necessarily that the other groups using this opposite type of drug are wrong, it's that depression is stupid, actually, and the way that we're modeling it is also very... not short-sighted, but, like, very limited. Wow, I made a lot of money last year. I should put a fire station there. How about some light residential? And then a Starbucks right next to the school, so we can make all the baristas upset when a bunch of 13-year-olds show up and order a drink that's like 90% syrup. I was thinking about making these all water pumps here. It's maybe not a bad idea, but I don't know, I guess you can't really do a whole lot with the 1x1 square for anything. It just kind of feels like a waste of oceanfront property. I don't know. I don't know why this has now turned into my SimCity game of choice. I guess the novelty hasn't totally worn off. Yeah, and like, until we get any kind of good biomarkers, you know, like biochemical or neuroimaging or something in order to actually, you know, come up with some kind of depression-relevant pathology, we're all just kind of guessing at exactly what you do to fix it. Which is also maybe a point as to why the drugs don't work that well for a lot of people. It's like, oh, what if these are actually not the same condition inherently? I don't know. Anyway, I have to write it, and I've just been so lazy. Pollution Watcher is mad. I'd be mad too if that were my hobby. Did I put that fire station down? I guess I've got money for it now. I ought to do it. I want to say I had one here, though. What if your problems run deeper than the drugs can solve? Oh, you just haven't found the right drugs, then. Oh, look at this big spit. I can put zoning all the way out here. Does it make more sense to have a road against the coastline so you could have 2x2 development? Or put it down the middle and get development on both sides? Two by two. I've decided. Yeah, I mean, if you just end up having diagnoses purely based on, like, self-reported symptomology or whatever a clinician comes up with, I don't know, it just seems like a mess in terms of getting anything reliable. But nothing's really at the point where we have any alternatives at the moment. Oh, how do I connect this to this? I want like a little doodly-doo of road. I guess that's enough. Oh wait, that's not a road. That's a road for electrons. When you're super depressed, you have a hook up with some gross guy. Does it work? I guess you've already explained it. I just lie in bed and do nothing. Sulk to the crisis line that doesn't have anything that they could possibly do. Do I need another hospital? Probably, but let's not put it on the expensive land. Oh, none of this is power yet. Yeah, you could have a hookup with some ice cream. Just get the Ben & Jerry's ice cream that's got, like, the brownie core in the middle. And take out the core. And then fill it back in. But with your junk. What are we talking about? Oh, there's that 1x1 square that I can't connect to anything. I guess that could be a pumping station. Could be a small park. Does SimCity 2000, like in general, maybe on the Super Nintendo, have like single square windmill power plants? Or is that not an option? Oops. I have a water treatment plant, but no one's complained about pollution. Doesn't connect to this yet. God, do I love SimCity. God, do I hate how this one hydroelectric thing is facing the wrong way. I wonder if they only have one sprite, and the best they could do is just rotate it. Or, like, flip it. Because it only really seems like they only have, like, one face for these buildings. I could have a private... Well... I don't know if the land here actually... Well... I was gonna say, if I could have a private subway that goes here, but that wouldn't necessarily connect to the road, which means it probably wouldn't develop, but also I don't think this game is smart enough to actually know if anything's connected to the grid. Like, if you just plop down a random road right in the middle, I guess getting power to it would be a pain in the ass. I don't know, I'll worry about that later. I mean, I might have wind power and I just haven't unlocked it yet. I don't know. I feel like they didn't have a lot of windmills in 1962. Maybe it did. Oh yeah, my car pipe. Or tunnel, that's what they're called. I really like this random stretch of avenue with the tree in the middle. But now I feel like I'm kind of just stuck propagating that. Why is there a random power line right there that's not connected to anything? Oh, I forgot. I didn't have any money. And then I got shot. Or whatever that sound is. $31. Why does the hospital not have power? It's next to the fire station, and that has power. I don't know, whatever. Gotta zone this. Oh, I guess actually if that did, it still wouldn't cross over until I put one of these. Are people still listening to Plastic Love? Ports are needed for industries. Where? My pristine shoreline. Also, my industrial demand is already through the roof, and it's been like that for ages. Ooh, we'll put it right here! No one cares about this. It's not even oceanfront. We'll just sell all of our goods to the 700 people who are left in Bangkok. A city that has been steadily shrinking. Someone was supposed to come and check out the apartment yesterday. And they made some big stink about, oh, sorry for the short notice, but we have people coming in to check it. And they didn't do it. And they didn't do it today either. And now I just live in fear that they're randomly gonna come in the apartment whenever. And I'm gonna have to just put pants on. I guess I have pants on. Oh god, I'm so unpopular. Check for what? Like, someone in the unit, not the unit, the building, reported a mouse. And they were gonna have everyone, or have people go through all the units and see if there are any little holes that have to be blocked off, or put traps down or something, but I don't know. I've never seen any. And I live on the top floor. I feel like if anything, it's probably someone on like the first floor, the basement unit, complaining. I know we need ports. Wait, what's the information on my statue? Oh, 23 pigeons. Yeah, I mean, I can't really complain about my landlord. other than just... It would be good if the rent didn't go up, but... I think that's just the name of the game. It's expensive in Boston. Most people I know have roommates. I've traded having roommates for having disposable income. What I'm saying is I'm modeling the SimCity playthrough off of my real life, where I've got $27. Well, I think rents were like artificially low during COVID, and then they all just kind of popped up. It hasn't been awful, but like, there's a few $100s more than I first started paying. Though I guess I have gotten probably a little more than that, a raise over the years. I don't know. God, I need more than 20. Oh, thank you. What's really obnoxious is private equity buying up all these like single and multi-family homes and just renting them out. I don't know how anyone's supposed to buy anything. Unless you're just like, I don't know, lucky enough to have it inherit or like bequeathed to you. But then again, I only went into science because I love learning knowledge and getting my books dumped by the jocks in the hallway. We gotta get one of those spray bottles that they use for training cats for you. I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Ivoro boy? More housing everywhere. Better to be poor and smart than dumb and rich. Is it? By what metric? Did I ever put a museum down? I know I put a library down. I don't think I did a museum though. Yeah, I'm just waiting to get tapped by the government to work on the next Manhattan project. Or the next MK Ultra. And just pivot into doing evil. Spent my whole life in academia so I could develop an even more potent neurotoxin. Oh, this doesn't have a power thing here. Oh, develop. What? Industry needs seaport to grow. One of the unsettled problems is construction of a seaport for industries. Leading members in the industry, all of them, I guess, have promised to provide citizens with better jobs and higher salaries in order to attract interest in the seaport construction. The seaport will increase sales and decrease shipping costs. That is, the business profit will increase. The profit helps the company develop, as well as boost the city economy. Says an official at an economic organization. Although some point out the seaport will be a new source of pollution. Really buried the lead on that one. Everyone will die of pollution-induced cancer, but we've saved the economy. Also, I probably could find a more varied music loop, but also, given that the music in this game is normally like 10 seconds and then it turns off, I feel like anything that I play will probably be more varied than that. Although it is not looping. Here it goes. Wow, this chiptune collection that this dude is playing in this YouTube video was on a mini disc. Why are mini discs cool, but UMDs aren't? At least I don't think they are. Like, they're fine. I don't have any opinion on them, really. UMDs are newer. I guess. Yeah, and I guess you can't, like, write stuff to them. Can I not build a thing to my neighbor? No. There's a part of me that just wants to get a bunch of dumb old audio equipment, but I think I've just watched too much Tecmon. I've got no use for any of it. And like, it's just gonna be lower fi and more of a hassle than just loading something up on Spotify. Remember when they had the UMD and they were planning on having standalone UMD players so you could play your UMD movies on them? Which did not happen. See, the thing with luxury cars, it's like luxury anything. And the tip in life is, don't buy anything too nice and expensive, because then it's hard to ever go back. Just drive cheapo Econo boxes. Never get that taste of what luxury is like. It's not worth it. Just use $20 earbuds from CVS forever. Don't buy a pair of $400 headphones. Because they inevitably break, and then you're like, well, I gotta replace it with their next model of $400 headphones, except now they're $500. Gonna listen to this ultra high quality 24-bit lossless version of Asia by Steely Dan and try to hear the difference and convince yourself, oh, this cymbal sounds a little crisper than before. It's $380 right there. I don't know, I have an expensive pair of headphones that I bought to replace another broken pair of expensive headphones, and whatever like leatherette material they've used for the headband is just steadily flaking off, and there's really nothing you can do to fix that. Whereas I ultimately then fixed the initial pair that broke with just a giant blob of JB weld. Industrial companies in Dumpberg seek for construction of a seaport. Dumpberg has no seaports. This is unfavorable from the aspect of business competitiveness, says Mr. Wright, president at the Wright Industries. He is in this game. I know the high cost of construction work. I know that Mayor Mayo PhD is stingy. Jesus. Everyone hates me. I built this city from nothing, and this is how they treat me. I meticulously laid every pipe in this city. No one even cares. Oh, grow. Why do I only have $2? I know. I'll build a port eventually. I know where it's gonna go, I just don't have any money for it. Do you build the seaport on a coast or in the water? Oh, coast, I guess. I don't know what this random black hole is. It's like something not rendering correctly, but I also can't seem to highlight that tile. Or maybe it's just a weirdly deep hole. I don't know. I know, every time I do anything in this game, the game comes up with some other weird pet issue that I haven't addressed. For years it was a zoo, and now it's a port, and then I'll build that, and it'll be like, oh, the citizens crave nuclear power. They want a bigger airport. They want to take the airport to the other airport. There's still squares here that have not developed. And I wonder if they're too far from the road to actively develop. Although I think you can develop as far out as 3 squares from a road, so this should technically be in range. Maybe the other one too. Is a power line more than $2? No, it is exactly $2. I'm aware of UFO 50, but I haven't played it or really seen too much of it. How many of those games are any good? Like, I'm sure they're not all barn burners. Dang, I got like 5 oranges on my orange tree right now. I guess I could make more marmalade eventually. I don't know what else to do with these fruits. Maybe I should just eat one. Not right now, because they're not ripe yet, but... The problem is it takes so long for any of them to actually develop to maturity and ripen and everything. And then, like, you know, it's like going to the store and just buying an orange and then eating it, and this thing that you've watched slowly develop on your windowsill over the course of, like, 10 months is now gone in, like, a minute or two. At least with Marmalade, it's this multi-day process. And then you get a little batch of stuff. Wow, that is a very tortured pun, Kazuhira. Also, Orange 5 just sounds like a late 90s musical act. Oh, wait. It's just reminding me of Maroon 5. It's like a knockoff of that. Like AliExpress Maroon 5. No one puts numbers in their band name anymore. Why isn't there a band just called The Beatles 2? I can't really make candied orange peels with it because I just end up using the peel and everything in the marmalade. There's not a whole lot of excess. Look at that stupid highway. I like from this one camera angle, it doesn't even look like it's uneven. Whereas, in reality, if you could easily rotate the camera, you would see that it's not centered over the road. Yeah, like, most of the pectin that you use to make the marmalade, unless you're adding a bunch of, like, pectin from a box, is in the peel and the pith and everything. You could probably just use the flesh and a box of artificial pectin and probably do a similar job and not have to boil it as long. But I don't know. It feels like cheating to do that. But then again, like, I'm not growing the sugar cane or anything for the sugar in the marmalade. I didn't make the jars. I didn't harvest the rainwater. I don't know how many hairs you could split to make something considered homemade. Need a buffer zone between the industry and the other crap. This crappy industrial park. I wonder if this will all develop. I feel like it's maybe too big to adequately reach from the road. I think the thing I'm waiting for with UFO 50 is a port to the Switch. Get a Steam Deck. I don't know, I could. I think if I were to get anything, it would either be like... what is it called? What's the FPGA Game Boy? I keep blanking on it. I keep wanting to call it a Retron, but it's not that. The Analog Pocket. I've never actually seen a Steam Deck in person, and I feel like it's probably got a similar issue to the Switch, where if you hold it for more than 20 minutes, your hands just kind of hurt. Like, nothing is really portable anymore. The Switch is ostensibly portable, but it's one of these things that you just have to have in a case. You can't just throw it in your pocket, and if you throw it in a bag, it's inevitably going to be scratched up by your keys or something. Like, the Vita is about as big as you can get having a portable system. And still believing that it's portable. Yeah, I know stuff just gets dinged, but like, I would like to give it a solid shot at not being dinged up if I could avoid it. There's always this arc whenever you own a thing, where initially you want to keep it as nice as possible, and then at a certain point, it's just a badge of honor to see how screwed up you can get it while having it still continue to work. Here's this... I don't know. Did I say badge of honor in that sentence? I don't remember. Every one of those XL DSs Nintendo has made have all looked terrible. I don't know why people buy them. Like, no offense, but the screens are so bad. Yeah, I know. I know we need a C port. I'll get there eventually. Like, the DS and the 3DS already did not have especially high pixel density, and then they just make the screens markedly bigger and it just looks terrible. I was tempted to get one of those new 3DSs that's got like the Super Nintendo or the Super Famicom style buttons and is not an XL, but I think I'd have to import it or something and then realize, like, I barely use the 3DS. Especially these days. I'd probably just get a copy of Majora's Mask 3D. But then when I actually ended up using a new 3DS at some point, you just realize how bad that quote-unquote like secondary analog stick is. Ends up not really being any kind of selling point. It's just kind of bad. Hey, speaking of phones. Oh, man. Oops. Sorry, controller. Well, Nintendo's always kind of tried, at least in recent memory, to make a profit on the hardware versus just trying to recoup it via software sales. And honestly, like, graphics are pretty good these days. You know, you're really getting diminishing returns for a lot of this stuff. Says the person playing this incredibly shitty copy of SimCity 2000. God, none of this is developed yet. I thought this would be maybe desirable land, considering it's all waterfront. And there's only so much waterfront property that you could possibly make, but I guess no one cares. It's 1965, everyone's too busy listening to Rubber Soul, not building a house. No one wants to develop anymore. I don't remember what was wrong with Link's Awakening on the Switch. Didn't it just randomly dip down to like 30 frames per second or something? Like, it wasn't that bad, it was just a little bit arbitrary. Like 20? Double buffered VSync or something? Yeah, but weren't, like, the specs for the Switch 2 with something like, or have something like 16 gigs of RAM? If that's to be believed. It's more than the PS4 had. Yeah. See, the thing about the frame rate goes back to what I was saying about never get anything luxury, because then you're always going to want something of that caliber again. Like, don't get a high refresh rate screen. Don't get a high refresh rate phone. Just leave everything at 60 tops, so then you never want for more. If you just play Link's Awakening a bunch and it dips down to like 20 on certain screen transitions or whatever, like, who cares? Train yourself into being fine with that. I hope the Switch 2 does not just come in black, like those leaked renders suggest it might. It's one of those things that I really liked about the original Switch, that they were just bold enough to have it come in like red and blue colors as the default. Stuff needs to have more colors, and stuff needs to also have transparent plastic. Getting a taste of 60 FPS has ruined your PS3 gaming trained eyes. God, dude. Felt like every PS3 game I owned ran at like 20 frames per second. It's like an HD N64. Dumpberg is known for crime. As a result of the survey of the capital G government on police station, Dumpberg is in the 5th ranking in terms of the number of crimes in the country. Great. Yeah, Ocarina of Time ran at 20 frames per second, and it was great. It totally worked. And then they just made a bunch of games that are worse than that. Get all these random texts from a colleague. Every time I see my phone light up, I'm worried someone's yelling at me. What was I looking at? Oh wait, this isn't even the right menu. Yeah, you know, they need home menu themes for consoles again. Like, the Vita had a good jingle. Or, like, if they're not going to give the main menu any sort of background music, they at least need to give the eShop some sort of music. Because, like, the Wii shop theme is iconic and everyone loves it, and the DSi shop theme is also really good. And now it's just like a real janky web browser that you navigate in silence as you scroll through the 5th page of identical porn game. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the crime map. Where is that? Is it this? High crime area? Oh! That's a lot of crime. But, I mean, I have a police station there. There's not a lot of crime over here. Well, the Vita only had, like, main menu music. It didn't have specific settings music, I don't think. Wait, did it? Maybe it did. No, I don't remember. I'm thinking of some sort of menu music that is not the main Vita theme, but I don't remember what it was from. God, you'd think I'd know this, given how much I play that stupid thing. Am I in the black area? No. It's slightly below that. Wait, there's a police station right here. I'm also running out of power. Why am I running out of power? I'm at 11. Surely that's enough. There. What is this Hope's Peak Academy building I've got? Oh, it's just a generic office building. I wish they let you do what you can do in SimCity 3000, which is just increase the police budget a lot so people start complaining about oppression. Just makes fewer things pop up on the screen. Is this because I got rid of the ordinance for power saving? Oh, it's so expensive. I want to build a nuclear plant, but it's like 20 grand or something. 15, yeah. Oh, sorry, yes, nuclear PP. I wonder if that makes the grid work any better. Although I do have to hook this up to the pipes. Even though these pumping stations are not actually powered. So why don't they make the pipes go under the streets? I don't understand how the water in this works. I don't understand how these pumping stations just pump this one unit of water and then do not pump anymore. Also, putting the power conservation thing on has not actually improved anything. Yeah, these are all still unpowered. I think it's probably due to not having enough electricity. Can I zoom out and still see the power blink? Yeah. There might also just be something that broke in the grid. God, is traffic bad. Oh, wait! These pumping stations might be attached to salt water. Maybe not. No, they're not. Yeah, I think it's probably a break in the grid somewhere. But I don't know where. I don't want to build another coal power plant. I might have to. Okay, we'll turn this power saving ordinance off because it is not actually doing anything. Oh, they're all expensive. God, remember making the carnival in SimCity 3000? And then it would just constantly pull your camera to look at it, as if it were some sort of disaster. It would also stop the progression of time, and you would just have to sit there for 5 real-world minutes waiting for this, like, 3-frame animation loop to ultimately finish. It would also turn the music off and everything. That was always a drag. Just made everything way worse. What is broken with the grid? How does this have power, but this thing across the street doesn't? I guess I could put a coal plant here. Or something. Or an oil plant. $6,600. Oh, I don't have that. If we just don't look at that one part of the city that's not powered, it might as well not be there. Though I wonder if I can connect this to some other part of the grid. If that does anything. Probably not. $65 cars a minute. Eh, screw it. I'm just gonna build another coal plant. I'll stick it right in the corner of the map. Or sort of in the corner. God, the other thing with SimCity 3000 is that you were able to put down light density industrial, and sometimes it would develop into farmland. But like the instant your city got slightly more developed, or like any pollution started touching those squares, they just immediately started turning into regular polluting industry. And like once one square fell, the rest of them would just kind of de-zone from farmland into something else. Oh no! Wait, what is happening? Oh, is this the alien invasion? Hang on, I gotta make another save state. Or is that nothing? Last time that happened, it was because there was that, like, alien mech that came down. But that doesn't seem to actually be happening. I've got the ability to, like, send cops and firemen somewhere, but I don't know where. It doesn't seem like anything is happening. I fixed the grid at least. Wait, what am I... I mean, there's nothing to do. Doesn't even have a go-to disaster function, I don't think. No. I'm just gonna say nothing happened. Also, I can't get rid of crime in that one area for the life of me, and I think just... it's good for a city to have a part of it that we've all agreed is where the crimes can happen. Just get them out of your system. Do those water pumps do anything? Now that they've got power? No. It's not actively pumping or anything. Liner crashes into stores? What does that mean? An airliner crashed into the shopping district. Oh. That's what happened. The owner of a store deplores We welcome shoppers who drive to our shopping district from the airport, but not those who directly visit from air. Fortunately, no one was killed on the airliner or the shopping district. What? Oh yeah, Pet Sounds comes out this year in 1966. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's the Miracle on the Hudson, on the Dumpberg Ocean. The Dumpson. I got nothing. I guess they just clip the top of the building. I don't know. I should just be happy that this game works at all. No, having the airport in the middle of everything is great. It's really efficient. Don't worry about it. How many people have we thrown in Dumpberg jail? Dumpberg Correctional Facility. 1,800 people. That's like 0.5% of the population. I think it would be good to have a lot of trains. But I only have one train line that just goes from the mainland to Mare Island, and it's perpetually clogged up. Oh yeah, that flying to McDonald's on my paramotor video. One of those videos that I feel like just everybody has had recommended to them at some point. How many views does it even have by now? Like, remember when YouTube was so much smaller and if a video had 1 million views, it was just part of the internet zeitgeist? And now there are like thousands, millions of channels that have videos with 1 million views, none of which you've ever heard of, and most of which are like, I flushed a whole pack of Crayola crayons down the toilet, and this baby watched it and clapped. Or something. And then next year you're gonna start seeing YouTube videos that were uploaded 20 years ago. Which is absolutely fucked. Wow, auditory illusions. I just judge videos based on how recently they were uploaded. I don't know why. I'm sure like 5 years ago, if I watched a video, you know, I would find it totally, like, nothing wrong with it. But now I see anything uploaded that long ago and it's like, it's an old video. I need new video. Have I seen the new Skibbity toilet? No. I don't think I've gotten that many views on the MIDI video for a while. Every now and then it'll go through these periods where it gets recommended to a bunch of people, and then I get a bunch of very stupid comments. But I don't think I've seen them yet. Oh, that's one of my emails. Hang on. Oh. It's just spam. It is 8-bit Plastic Love. Or styled to be 8-bit. How many views does that video have? Killer Quake in Austin. I don't care, that's not news. God, all the recent comments I've gotten are just based on my mix of smile. Which is to say there's only 2 of them, so I guess no one's really commenting on anything I did. There it is. 20.2 million videos. Oh good, it's got a category now for timed, or not timed, the like AI aggregated topics. Singing pianos are scary. Piano plays classic songs. Friends ask music taste, semicolon. Users say it's complicated. Music for Hell's Elevator. Voices sound like inner thoughts. How many people are saying that? Like 8 comments. I'm kind of surprised more of these like auto-collated comments are not like users accuse this video of being fake or something. God, dead internet theory. I always have this pet peeve for things like that. And I know that I shouldn't, but it's like phrases that you see once or twice and think like, yeah, I guess that's a good term for it. But then I guess everybody else thinks that's a good term for it, and all of a sudden everyone is talking about like dead internet theory or enshittification or something. I don't know. I don't even know why that bothers me. It's just... I don't know. I realize there are only so many ways to express certain things, and sometimes there's just the phrase that gets it across very well, but... You know, it's like that... the Key and Peele sketch. Like, I wish I were high on pot noose. Stealing that other guy's joke. I hate when people start a sentence with, I mean, yeah, well, bad news. If you're watching this stream, I do that a lot. Inadvertently. I don't know how you get rid of vocal tics like that. I'll start a lot of text messages just with the word like, and then I'll realize I've got 3 or so text messages in a row that are just worded almost identically. Trained my brain into just turning into goo. I tried, sorta, kinda, maybe not. Do you remember the IDK My BFF Jill commercial? I thought about that today for the first time in probably a decade. Feels like everybody used to be talking about that. Now no one's talking about it. It's all just the Hawk-Tuah girl. I don't know. Why do I only get paid at the end of January? Or like mid-January or something? It should just immediately click over once December ends. I need more than $8. YouTube old 90s commercials. I don't even know what a memorable 90s commercial would be. Like Zoo Books, the Muzzy commercial, the Sears air conditioning. I don't know which of those start rolling into like early 2000s commercials though. Gotta make my avenue. Why is the ground just brown? Do we not have grass at all in this map? It's an elephant? Or something. They could have just not put it in and it would have been fine. As like this specific bespoke sampled sound that they put in this game, it really doesn't make the game any better. If anything, it's just more obnoxious to listen to. That's a really big city block. Maybe it should have a bus depot. Yeah, there you go. I'm helping. Did anybody ever Did anybody have a pair of soap shoes? Or was that just a Sonic Adventure 2 thing? Like, how much did the soap shoe company pay to be featured in Sonic Adventure 2? Because that company ultimately went under. So I guess even having Sonic the Hedgehog wear your shoes is no guarantee that it's not just going to immediately fail. I never saw anybody with them. Also, God, how weird was it that in the beginning of Sonic Adventure 2, for like the first 5 seconds of that cutscene, Sonic is wearing normal shoes, and then mid-cutscene it just changes to the soap shoes. You would think somebody would have noticed that in playtesting. And maybe they fixed it in the GameCube version, but I was always very confused by that. Thought Sonic maybe just found another random pair of shoes on the flight over. Or something. Light bus, please. Thank you. Put some corner stores down and then a bunch of big condos. Can you overzone on things, or does that not? Oh, it does overlap. Do I want more viewers? Not really. Oh. Grove City. Do it. I'm gonna go and get some water. Ow, my leg. I've noticed my knee. One of them is just randomly sore a lot of the time because I sit like a loser. I was writing my grant. Noticed it was kind of sore after one of those evenings, and it's still been kind of sore ever since. Guess I'm just old. I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. If anything, it's probably just a sign that I have to go out and do stuff. Or at least walk around and not spend all my time indoors. And if I'm gonna spend all my time indoors, I might as well spend it writing. Versus whatever it is I'm doing. Yeah, I shouldn't be allowed to age, because I didn't do anything with my life yet. The only thing I've done with my life is ruin it. Why does that not have... oh. It's weirdly not attached to the only square. I do have a job. That is true. But it was just sort of offered to me randomly. It's like, oh, well... you were able to make rent because you won the lottery. Like, yeah, I guess that is technically true. Yeah, but I haven't done anything, like, personally meaningful. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to express. I'm just unfulfilled. As I guess everybody has been since the dawn of time. I am the mayor of Dumpburg, that's true. Can I offer you a job? Yeah, if I get my big grant, I need a research assistant. Want to be paid like 30 grand a year to work part-time in my lab. If you're mostly normal and smell okay, you can also come over and play SimCity. I've released the 2 most popular Pepsi-based parody albums. I don't know. Negative Land's Dyspepsy is pretty good. I think that's got more of a following than my Pepsi albums. Maybe you could say 2 of the most popular Pepsi-themed albums. sec. Help put Vietnamese crystal on the map. That's true. As if it, like, was a net positive for the internet. I still remember that one thing when we were doing it during the marathon where somebody made quote-unquote volcano bake meat at a party with their friends while they were watching the marathon, sent us a photo. I think it was just like a big volcano-shaped meatloaf. I'm sure I still have the photos floating around somewhere on this hard drive. But that was kind of novel. And you're like, how old was I then? Like 18 probably for the second Pokemon marathon. Like, oh, I made people somewhere across the country make this meatloaf based on some dumb thing I pumped out on the internet. Well, at least I'm making a good amount of money. In-game, I mean, not in reality. Oh, there's so much traffic. Honestly, of all the dumb little projects I've worked on that have been personally meaningful, I feel like the smile mix is probably the best. Maybe not even like personally meaningful as much as just generally fulfilling. Every now and then I feel like going back and touching it up, but probably do that forever as like AI extraction techniques get marginally better year after year. You can get cleaner rips of certain parts. But I am tired. Really, the only thing I would change in it is to get a better extract of the backing vocals that are really hidden in the mix and thus hard to extract from Cabinescence. Because I had a couple different rips of those, and I ended up combining them into one that kind of has all the parts while, like, blending them in such a way where I'd, like, drop out parts of one, replace it with parts of another one if it had a lot of artifacts or something. But it's still not very good. And also, I feel like I probably could have made a better version of Surf's Up instead of just using the piano demo. But I think the piano demo, coupled with Brian falls into a piano, is really funny. And I don't really know what I would do for a version of Surf's Up. It would just be like half of the 1966 backing track and then the other backing track apart from 1970, I think, 71, whenever the Surf's Up album came out. And then just sync the piano vocals over it. Which a bunch of fan mixes have already done. But I guess the mix at least served its purpose of, like, fixing all the parts from various Smile mixes that I personally did not like, and only including the parts that I did like. And I haven't listened to any other mix since. I guess I could probably go back to, like, he gives speeches, she's going bald, and adjust that, because I think the two different songs are in slightly different keys from each other. But, like, I just had Audacity. I don't know what else I would do. At least that doesn't involve more complicated software. Yeah, that's the curse of perfectionism. You can be as happy with something as you want, but the minute someone's like, oh, I don't know, this could have been like this, actually, then you just start doubting yourself and go back and redo the whole thing, and then it never gets done. What is this thing supposed to be? What is this? It reminds me of that slide in Final Fantasy VII that's like the weird dog face with the tongue sticking out that you slide down, but really, really low res. I think it's maybe supposed to be a two-story home, and maybe a path leading to it, but it's not really very obvious. Oh wait, this doesn't have power. That's why it's not developing. Looks like a house to you. Well, I'm sorry, but that is proof of your criminal insanity, and we need to euthanize you. I wonder how the old parts of the city are holding up. Everything is just traffic. Well, it's only partially abandoned. Man, this thing right next to the coal plant that looks identical to a coal plant is really disorienting. Also, why is crime high? Pollution super. Because it's on the SNES. Wonder if there's ever a port of this to the Genesis in progress at all. Probably not. Let's see. Sim City Genesis. Sorry, I was distracted by these Microsoft Bing start page news headlines. Researchers study life after death, and it gets weirder. Wait, what is happening on the screen right now? Is this pollution? I'm assuming that's just smog. Oh wait, no, this is an actual disaster that's happening. It might be acid rain, but that's not an option in this. So I don't know. Yeah, it's someone doing tricks with their geek bar. I have no idea. What do I do? Send the cops. It's a competitive vaping competition. It's that spoken word part of Smile where Brian says he's gonna call the cops on air pollution. It's kind of interesting, at least, that this game has disasters that are not just the ones in the menu. It's probably acid rain. Or smog or something. Look, if you don't want to die of lung cancer, don't live in the polluted parts of the city. I don't know what you want me to say. A city is like a human body. Some parts of it are nice, and people like to look at, and other parts are just full of feces, and, you know, that's just duality of existence. I don't know what you want me to do about it. Deserted building. There are more that I could trigger. Oh shit! I think I inadvertently made one happen. Which I did not mean to do. Yeah, I have no idea. What is this article about life after death? Oh, it's so poorly written. Life and death are traditionally viewed as opposites, is the first sentence. Wow. Deep. However, the emergence of new multicellular life forms from the cells of a dead organism induces a quote-unquote third state that lies beyond the traditional boundaries of life and death. Great. Researchers found that skin cells extracted from deceased frog embryos were able to adapt to the new conditions of a petri dish in a lab. Great. It's just like me. I'm a deceased frog embryo. Also, there was apparently no SimCity Genesis port ever in the works. What do I do about this cloud of pollution? Dumpberg poisoned! A giant in the industry, the Perry Industries, lost its image of environment-friendly company due to a leakage of chemicals reported yesterday. So I got like the Bhopal disaster in my city. The gas that leaked is not critical, but smelling it for over an hour causes illusions and loose bowels. The sense of loose bowels is a kind of illusion. But before the bathrooms in the hospitals in the city, the nervous patients are lining up, says the delirious reporter. What does that mean? Great. Leaked like ayahuasca gas. Well, I'd blow these buildings up, but I feel like they're part of maintaining the power grid continuity. The best part of the translation in this game, though, bar none, is electronics. That will always be funny to me because on the inside, I'm like 10 years old still. I like how there are no typos at all in this, except once you get to electronics, no one cares anymore. It's like, I don't know, fuck it, tourism. Whatever. We could spell petrochemical and aerospace. Not the other ones. Look, if you don't want to die of gas poisoning, don't live next to industry. As your benevolent and magnanimous mayor, I'm just giving you that option. Oh, develop. Also, as the mayor, it's not me that polluted the city. it's like mayor suffocates 9 people after chili eating competition, then I could see how you'd have a case. But I don't know about that. I kind of want to make another one of those highways that goes over the road, but it's such a pain in the ass. I don't even know where I'd put one. I guess here. I didn't even put industrial waste into the water. It's just gas. I didn't do that. It was done to me. Done to my city. God, this highway looks so bad. How do you even make it connect? Is it like that? Yeah. Sorry, we gotta blow up your house. Oh, wait, that did not connect to what I want it to connect to. Oops, sorry. Sorry about your house. Let's see. Oh, I think it's maybe that. Yeah. Yeah, that looks right. I have bus stops, I just don't have commuter rail. But I have at least like 5 individual bus stops. What more do you want? Why can't I please you? Oh, this looks so bad. I guess once it fills up with actual zoning, it might look better. There's really no convenient way to cross the street. No, this is SimCity 2000 on the Super Nintendo. Which they made for some reason. You could tell because it sounds like that. What makes sense for this road? Yeah, they should have had Simcopter on this, but made out of, like, Super FX chips. But still somehow incorporates your SimCity 2000 save. Like stop and swap style. Oh, this looks so bad. I guess that's just gonna be like that, huh? Connecting this to the power grid is not gonna work very well. Actually, I think that's fine as it is. Though getting the power lines to cross these avenues is such a pain in the butt. Go. Keep zoning. Live right next to the highway. In all those sim games, or at least like the SimCity games, they always make it seem like you don't want to have to zone stuff next to the highway because it reduces land values. But I feel like if I lived in something that overlooked a highway, I would probably get a kick out of it. It's like having a fish tank outside of your window. You know? I guess it's maybe loud. Or smoggy or something. How is my approval rating? Oh, it's 50%. Once it was 62 and it's never gone that high again. Oh, the water runoff. Did not consider that. I have to get stuff done today. I just don't feel like doing anything. Should just dump my article review into ChatGPT, the outline, and just have it spit out an article. You have to catch a 20-hour flight in 14 hours. Oh, are you visiting me? Do you want to play SimCity? I'll stock the fridge. I don't know with what, though. I guess copies of SimCity. How much is SimCity 2000 on the Super Nintendo going for? Co-op SimCity sounds fun. Well, good news for you, they made that in like 2015 or 17 or whenever the new Sims 13 maybe? Whenever that new SimCity came out. and it wasn't very fun. Oh yeah, there is SimCity 2000 Network Edition. Forgot about that. SimCity... Oops, misspelled that. SimCity... No, that says SimCuddy. SimCity. Nope. SimCity 2000. SNES. Nope, that says DNES. That's a different console entirely. $40. Or you can get it in box for $130. God, imagine the futility and frustration of collecting Super Nintendo games, but only the ones that are boxed. Like, oh, I hope this random piece of cardboard intended for children somehow is not completely destroyed in the intervening 30 years since it was manufactured. I know you need ports. I'll make it eventually. Something's not connected to the grid. I gotta connect it. There you go. I'm helping. Oh, none of this is connected to the grid either, actually. How are the load times? It feels roughly the same. No, you get on the grid. Or else. No off-grid living. That implies you think your way of living is better than what you can get in my city, which is factually wrong. I'm the mayor. What I say goes. I'm the head of household for every household. All of them. I kind of want to take a look at what the water's up to, but it's probably nothing good. How many households is that? You know, like, it's 105, that many. $1,000 million. Look, the number's not important. It's just the proportion that matters. And the proportion is 100. God, I hate when my phone just lights up and it's Google Photos. Like, hey, remember these things you did years ago? Like, yeah, thanks. Why do I need something to remind me of the inevitable march of time? Hey, remember when you didn't look so beat down by the world like 8 years ago? Thanks, Google. I like how that tunnel view kind of displays it underground. That's like a weirdly nice touch for a Super Nintendo game. Honestly, I'm still really impressed by this port of SimCity 2000. It's definitely not the most playable port, but if this is all you had back then, it would probably get the job done. At least you can zone stuff to be different sizes, unlike that first Super Nintendo SimCity game, where you're just stuck plopping down like a 2x2 or 3x3 grid of a residential zoning thing. Once you play a game, or a SimCity game, where there's actually like size-specific zoning, it's very hard to go back to. Yeah, like Super Nintendo Doom. Yeah, I don't think this works with the Super Nintendo mouse. I don't understand why some of this, like, water infrastructure just does not seem to connect. Like, this connects now, because apparently this was, you know, this had flowing water, but the other ones didn't. But they're still connected to pumping stations, so I don't really know what the problem is. Did I ever hook those new things up to pumping stations? Like, this is attached to a pumping station, but it's not actively pumping anything. So I don't really know what the problem is. Was there a trackball on the Super Nintendo? See, why does this pump? But, like, does not pump past where the pumping stations are. It just feels busted in some way where I'm not able to do anything about it. Well, I know there's the Super Nintendo mouse. But I don't think there was a Super Nintendo trackpad unless you, like, flipped the mouse upside down and fiddled with the ball and pretended it was a trackpad. Oops. How big is this versus the rest of the map? Actually, there's probably a better way to tell. Is it like half of it? Oh! 2/3, nearly. Yeah, the Super Nintendo eye tracker. What was that thing called? The like little IR sensor that you clip to the brim of a hat or something and use for free looking in various flight sims. Anybody knows what I mean? Just remember Drew Scanlon of Giant Bomb using it a lot. What is he up to? I didn't really keep up with Cloth Map. And then after that kind of folded, I just kind of lost interest. Man, old Giant Bomb was so good. I miss just a bunch of dudes in a room playing video games and riffing off each other. Having everything just be virtual via like Skype calls or Zoom or something is just not the same. It's not dead. The dream still lives. Who wants to make a new Giant Bomb with me? We have to have good chemistry, though. If we don't, I'm going to have to incinerate you with a flamethrower. And we have to put out a podcast. Another one. That's what the internet needs. More gaming podcasts. Why is this road not connected to that other road? I don't know. That's weird. Now it is. Yeah, though I've never actually listened to Jeff's podcast. Like, I don't know, I just don't care about video games. Like, I like them, but I don't care about what's coming out. There's so many video games that already exist. I just have no opinions on anything. Like, I have zero opinions on the PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 Pro. I think the whole thing about using the Pro moniker on stuff that is just like, you know, an entertainment medium is so goofy. Here's my professional PlayStation. Yeah, I mostly just watch Jeff for, like, whenever he plays new Call of Duty games or ranks old NES games and kind of nothing in between. But that'll be the thrust of the podcast. Like, oh, what have you been playing recently? Oh, I've been playing SimCity 2000 on the Super Nintendo. That's it. Convince me to play something else. Also, I have the eBay app open to see how much this copy of the game goes for, and apparently eBay is recommending me a listing for $820 sneakers. Are these for children? Size 5 men's? They've got, like, Monsters, Inc. fluff on them. Elevate your sneaker game with size 5 men's Verdi X Nike SB Dunk Low Pro Visti FN 6440-400. This stylish and comfortable sneaker is perfect for any athletic condition. Buddy, it's like a $600 pair of shoes. Why would you do this? I know Dumpberg is known for crime. What do you want me to tell you? Your work boots don't cost you $600. Yeah, well, that's why people make fun of you when you go to the basketball court. Maybe I'll make that seaport so people can stop complaining. I wonder how big it has to be. Because I know these generally have, like, size minimums that they need. Does anybody know offhand? I know airports have to be like 2x6. But seaports, I have no idea. No, we're just gonna do trade with that one neighbor over here, none of the other ones. It's worth paying a lot for a good solid set of boots. Yeah, especially if they're hot. What? What are we talking about? How big does a seaport have to be? Doing trade with... Oh, Bangkok is growing! That was like 700 people before. Actually, they're all kind of growing a little bit. Just has to be on the shore. I kind of want to make this whole thing seaport. Just curse this lake to just being polluted. Every surrounding square is covered. I guess I'll see how much this develops. I'm not sure if it's going to be the square closest to water, or if it's going to be the whole thing. Can I make a road connection to the ocean in this version? Probably? But it would probably also cost so much money that it's not really worth it. Though having the connections does not seem to bring up any sort of, like, intercity trade. I can't sell my garbage like I could in SimCity 3000. Come on, give me money. How do I get my city a cash advance? A payday loan? Launch a crypto coin for the city. Yeah, there we go. Here's my new city. Here's my new Dumpberg NFT. Non-fungible town. Dump maxing. I can't build a casino. Did I legalize gambling? Is that a thing you can do in this? Yes, I did. Legalized gambling and criminalized parking. Hell yeah. If anything, that's just an extension of gambling. Like, if you build, or if you park where you're not supposed to, maybe you get ticketed. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just get a really convenient parking spot for free. It activates the same part of your brain. Did people hate if you built a casino? I know they hated if you built the toxic waste conversion plant. Or the maximum security prison. I thought the casino at least improved general happiness. Or I think that's what one of the advisors said it might have done. But, like, it was the financial advisor, so who could really trust that? Is this still the original Dumpberg? Don't forget the name. The original Dumpberg. Except no substitutes. Let's see. Connect that to the grid. Let's see how that develops. Okay, do you think this game would go better or worse with actual SimCity music? I had a playlist that's like the 3 SimCity tracks I listened to, but I think I have another playlist that's like other jazzy Sims music. Oh yeah. They don't have that much on Spotify, though. Do I have a SimCity 3000 playlist? I guess I expanded it at some point. Hang on. Oh man. Oh, they do develop 2 squares away. Maybe up to 3, although I think it was 2 in SimCity 3000. Oh god, I've already spent all my money. I only had like 3 songs from the SimCity 3000 soundtrack turned on, and yet I never noticed that there was any kind of repetition. Even if it's only maybe 15 minutes of music in total. Just gotta wait for this. Maybe I should build a rail depot and connect it to the seaport. That seems like a reasonable thing you would do if you had a city and were planning it, but I have no idea if the game mechanics in this work for that. I know we need fire departments. I'm busy. You can watch the cars move around in SimCity 3000, but I think at a certain point they just despawn without really going anywhere. And the other problem with SimCity 3000 is that if you zoomed in far enough, everything just became a gross pixely mess. It's like one zoom level from the highest is the native resolution that all the assets were drawn at. I guess that's not really a problem, but still. This is a really uninteresting seaport, by the way. It just looks like a bunch of little Monopoly houses. Oh yeah, I forgot the rioters. Man, SimCity 3000 was so good. I loved how that game looked. I loved all the little caricatures of the people. Either your advisors or the petitioners or whatever. What a good game. I have an airport. I should probably make another one, but I think an individual airport tile is like 500 bucks. Honestly, the seaport tiles are... Oh no, it's 250. Even though it's like 150 a tile, that's still kind of a lot. Also, I built a seaport and nothing has happened. I wonder if the water in this changes color depending on pollution. I don't know if it did that in SimCity 2000. It definitely did it in 3. Always made me feel bad when I had a big chunk of polluted water. Or like a landfill. Because then you're just stuck trying to decommission it. If it was slightly too close to a road, it wouldn't end up actually decommissioning. And that was a pain in the butt, because you'd have to blow up a chunk of the city and just leave the landfill alone until you could ultimately de-zone it. Come on, give me more money. I gotta build my seaport. My tiny series of houses around this one lake. I haven't exploded nuclear PP in this. I don't have any money for a nuclear PP. Does it put down, like, radiation tiles, or... There, I've spent all my money. You people beg for a seaport for so long, and I finally zone it, and you make, like, 7 warehouses. And that's it. Oh, it's gonna get dark soon, and then I gotta bring in my lemon tree that I put outside. I know you need a fire station, but the city's only caught fire once, and it's fine. Also, this is a really underwhelming seaport if literally every square is just a warehouse. I want cranes, I want pollution, I want shipping crates, I want a boat. Maybe it's gotta be bigger than 2x2. Maybe it's gotta be 3x3. I need at least 3x3. Oh. I was worried about that. I don't have any money. Now it's all gonna D-zone. Wait, what do you mean you have no idea? You bastard. I'll kill you. Why did you make me do this? Oh, I gotta Google this. SimCity 2000 Seaport. Wow, Google Groups. It's the first link that pops up. From 1994. I bet everybody who replied in this died. No one has really commented on how big it has to be. Seaport suddenly disconnected from road. Let's see. If you just have warehouses, then you are getting the seaport message because the area you've zoned for seaport is not next to deep water. Oh. So it's gotta be lower? Oh, it's gonna be so much money. It's gonna be so much money. Well, no one's complaining about not having a seaport anymore. Even if I built them this really non-functional seaport. I'm not moving to the ocean. The seaport's gonna be here. I've decided by official decree. At least it's still developing, even if it's not really attached to anything. Come on, give me money. I need my seaport. And then at some point I have to write. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, let's see. 3 squares? So that's only 1. How deep is the ocean? This is also 1 square. Oh, I see. But this only seems to go down 2 squares. At its deepest. Oh no, I guess this is 3? No, this is only 2. Maybe this only goes down by 2. I'm worried if I drop this though, it's gonna end up like dezoning a bunch of the seaport around. Oh, look at that. Yep, saw that happening. Oh, my very expensive seaport zoning. Did it have to blow all of that up? Oh, it put me in the negative. I didn't know it did that. Well, it is at least deep now. Oh god, it looks so bad! Oh wait, no, hang on. That's just the seaport zoning. Never mind. That's fine, whatever. That's the budget. I could just get a loan. That seems ill-advised, though. I'd blow through it in like 2 minutes. How's this part of the city doing? Oh. Why is there no power? Well, I can't afford to connect it to anything. This is connected to the grid, though. So I don't know why this lost connection. Did the rest of it lose connection? Or anything else? Just this part? Do I need more power? In Dumpburg? Yeah. Gotta get a nuclear power plant. What? I know. It's the same news it's always been. This isn't the SimCity soundtrack. Spotify, what are you doing? Where did my SimCity playlist even go? This game is like the video game equivalent of eating pretzels. You start eating the bag and think, oh, this is great, I could eat this whole thing, and then you get midway through it and realize, like, I think I'm good. Mouth is all dry and it just feels like I'm eating cardboard. But like as a video game. I wonder if the seaport is taking a lot of power. I wonder if this even developed at all. No. Okay, hypothetically, if I took out a loan and used that to buy a lot of additional stuff, how much would I get? Slash, how much of a financial burden would that be? Oh, it's so expensive. Yeah, 7%. Don't worry about it. Think of all the money I'll make with the seaport. It'll pay for itself. I don't think I'm gonna make it 3x3. I think I'm just gonna make them 2x2 and see how that goes. I think it is a 3D ocean. And I think from SimCity 3000 I remember seaports only being like 2 squares deep. Or at least like deep is in for the zoning. No. Yeah, 3 tiles from the shore. No, I mean like this, like 2 tiles away, and this 3rd tile that would not develop. Like airports could be bigger, but I think seaports can only be this size. No one wants to build my seaport. I wonder if it's due to not having enough power. Not like I have any money for another power plant, though. Maybe it's not developing because it's too deep. Also, I think the neighbors outside are grilling. I have the window wide open. Great. How many times are they going to republish that first day as a homeless citizen article? Yeah, they gotta have more video games that come out today that just make you wonder, what am I doing? I gotta go to GameFAQs. I gotta see some really elaborate ASCII art in order to figure out how this game works. Also, I was totally thinking about what's Dylan Grillin', but I wasn't sure if it would be too obscure to make a joke about. I sent it to a friend the other day, and they did not think it was funny. And they're objectively wrong, because it is very funny, in fact. I think What's Dylan Grillin' is very funny. At least. Also, after doing all of that very expensive terraforming, I don't think the seaport is doing anything different. Yeah, I'm grilling nothing. It's one of those things that, like, I don't know, like you hear a word in a certain context or said a certain way and you just forever associate with hearing it like a very particular way. I don't know. The word grillin' is like that. Sometimes with like the word basketball, I just think about that video. A basketball! God, I think they actually are grilling outside. And we have like plastic composite deck material on all the apartments, so I have no idea how this person got cleared to have a grill. But also I've got the window wide open, so maybe they could hear me say this. Yeah, Garugamesh. What is the Garugamesh guy up to? I love Japan, period. Are they still doing Sakura-Con? Oh, the seaport is not doing anything. What a rip-off. I just wanted boats. I just wanted boats. Is this the entire city? Oh god. Oh, my colleague just sent me this article. Or this tweet about an article. It says, this reminds me of a paper which found out which gene got knocked out in snakes to make them limbless. And to prove that it's that gene, they knocked it out in mice, and then the mice developed with no limbs. Yo, what the fuck? Hang on, I have to look this up now. All the bullets are prize, all caps. The mayor's going to attend the party. Did I get up here? I wasn't paying attention. Oh, wow, it's so long. I wonder if another one will develop here and they'll clash. Also, I have to look this article up. Oh my god, dude. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate this. What? Oh, that's so weird. It's incredibly uncomfortable. I feel like that would have more than 300 citations. I like this article had like 20, 30 people working on it, all just with the goal of making a legless mouse. Christ, dude. And the question then is like, how does that develop into adulthood? Like it doesn't, is there a video of it? Yeah, but then like how does it reach up to the feeder or the water bottle or anything? Or is there just like a researcher whose job it is to like gavage feed it? Also, how did this paper come out in 2016? Also, Googling serpentized mice for YouTube videos is just coming up with feeding mice to snakes. Or how to euthanize a mouse with a big needle in order to feed it to snakes. Can you feed a snake 2 small mice instead of 1 big mouse? That's the real question. Come on, Seaport. I want more docks. Yeah, it just turns you into the thing that you most fear. Turn the predator, or turn the prey into the predator. It truly does say a lot about our society. God, this map is almost full. I didn't realize how close the seaport was to the rest of it. I wonder what the population record is in this game. At least this particular version. I don't know if this has arcologies, actually. I'd forgotten about that. What are the conditions you have to meet to get arcologies? Also, I gotta pay that loan down. $120,000 population. I don't think I'm getting that. This is the Super Nintendo port. God, you people begged for a C port for so long, and I finally give it to you, and you barely do anything with it. I guess there's just not enough power. Well, maybe there is. Look how far they have to drive for the port for industry. Hey, a lot of people are. I can't tell if that's only unidirectional traffic or if it's bidirectional but just obscured by the power lines. I was gonna put a train line here, but I don't have the money for it right now. Also, I gotta bring in my lemon tree. Hang on. Ow, my knee. Oops. Hello, tree. Welcome back. How did I have this sitting on the windowsill so it wouldn't knock over anything? Kinda like that. Not really a lot of space. This tree is just kind of growing very bushy. Good enough. Let's go. Right here.
Citizens need a fire station.
Oh, controller, come back. Probably gonna turn this grow light off once it gets darker and starts attracting bugs. What did the tree do to end up outside? I know, sunny. Had to water it. I was too lazy to put it on the side of my sink to try to water, because then it just ultimately ends up making a mess. Yeah, but they're not even really ports. They're just a bunch of warehouses and one dock. Feels like a waste. Also, I'm really nowhere even near the airport, and I'm just hearing constant airplane sounds in this game. I didn't fertilize it this time. I think before I had repotted it, it seemed like it was developing some symptoms of fertilizer burn, so I've been trying to go a little bit easier on this particular thing. But that might have also been because the old pot that it was in was like unglazed terracotta, and it might have just been absorbing a bunch of the minerals and keeping levels too high. I don't know. I wish I had more docks. What? I know Dumpburg is known for crime. What do you want me to do? Wharf. It's a word you don't hear very much. Well, eventually the problem is the plants get so root-bound that when you try to actually repot them, you just can't get them out of the normal pot. Although, at least with this particular plant, when I had to repot it, the old pot was starting to kind of crumble. Like it had little terracotta feet and they were all steadily breaking so it wouldn't sit flat anymore, and eventually when I repotted it, I just took the thing out and broke it with a hammer. And it was just this big dirt root cylinder. This big solid thing. Man, I need another power plant. I just built one, though. I'm at the stage of playing this where it's not super entertaining, but I don't want to do work. It's the eternal dilemma. So I just keep doing the thing that's not really maximizing happiness or productivity. Are there only 2 types of seaport building? It seems like it. Give me money to build power plant. $500 megawatt. Yeah, 500. Can't read. I don't know. How's your day, chat? I think my neighbor's grilling fish. Based on how it smells. Not sure. I think my apartment's just going to residually smell like fish, though, if I have the window open. It's a day. Yeah, that's about right. I meant to be more productive today, and then I ended up doing effectively nothing so far. Have any good HelloFresh meals? They're fine. I don't know. It's food. Why is this not connected to the grid? What did I do wrong, game? How is there only one wharf on this whole thing? I wonder if blowing up any of these buildings has any kind of impact on getting new ones to develop. Because presumably the wharf would be closest to the water line. warehouses transformed into the wharf. Did they? I thought that was just a fresh tile. How much is a rail depot? $500. Ugh, and then I gotta put another one by industry. And a big ol' series of train tracks. Gross. God, I wish this game had a speed up button. It's doing the best it can right now, I'm sure, but... Did that other part of the city eventually get power? Or is that still broken? Nah, it fixed itself, except now it's just totally abandoned. Ah, whatever. How's the rest of it doing? Looks okay. How many people do I have in jail? Well, they're all abandoned because it didn't have power for a while. Don't worry about it, though. That just means it's a starter home for somebody. I kind of wish the inquiry option for this actually provided more information than just, like, the name of the building. Like in SimCity 3000, it would give you land value and everything. Crime middle. This doesn't look like a middling crime area. God, look at all the traffic, though. Under construction. Apartment. Middle crime. I'm amazed there's so much traffic going to the seaport, though. Did that develop into anything more interesting? No. In fact, there's still no power between these things, which I don't understand. What part of this is not actually getting powered? What did I do? Give me wharf. Also make this brown with pollution. It hasn't done anything. Maybe it needs to be connected to the water. I don't really want to sacrifice any of these squares, though. I guess we could put a pump over here. This actually connects to anything. I have this sneaking suspicion that this pump is not going to work. No. Of course not. Oh, it smells so much like fish in my apartment now. But how does that have water, but this doesn't have water in it? Oh, okay, no, it does. Whatever. Yeah, dude, I don't know. It just does that. Oh well. Classic Dumpberg. No one's really been complaining about anything, though. I guess crime. Popularity's about as low as it's ever been, though. I guess people really want that fire station. Well, I think that's about all of this that I could stand for the time being. It's just... I've played so much. It's definitely only a game you can tolerate in small bits. I'm gonna go see if I could try to be productive and do some writing. See you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, bye.